You know what's going on with your mommy, right? You know she's going to have to go away for a while. What's that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel sad and scared, and also,
I knew Jeremy Adams from my previous job. He offered me this job. He said it would be very similar to what I was doing. So it was kind of like a remote position. We grew pretty fast. There was a lot of patients, so we ended up hiring more people like me to call. So we created a call center in Clearwater. Our focus was just, to contact the patients, make sure their address is right, and get that part of it handled on the patient side.
Like you trusted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2016, we got raided by the FBI. They just, showed up and took all the equipment, everything there. I spent the day answering all their questions. Just anything I could do to help. I didn't know what it was about. I told them everything, that we did, and who trained us, or where we got our information from, how we did things, why we did things. Just honestly answered all their questions. At no point did they say, "Oh, well, that's wrong," or "You shouldn't be doing that," or anything like that. Just they took notes as I talked. This investigation went on for 5 years.
So basically everything they asked you did.
Yes.
You cooperated.
Yes.
When was the point when you stopped cooperating?
In 2019, I was indicted, and that was because I would not sign a plea deal. Initially, I had an appointed attorney because I couldn't afford one, and my attorney said, you need to just sign this plea deal because it's the government and there's no way to beat them, and so you need to take this plea deal to healthcare fraud. The plea deal says I knowingly and willfully committed healthcare fraud, and I couldn't sign to that, morally speaking. And then my attorney said, well, just think of it as you knowingly and willfully did your job. And I'm like, but that's not a crime, I'm not going to sign this plea deal that says that I committed a crime. So I refused to take the plea deal, and me and 9 other individuals, there's 10 of us that were indicted in May of 2019. Over the next 2 years, I guess about 8 of them ended up taking a plea deal, and then it was just me and one other guy left. So we ended up going to trial. They added on more charges because we went to trial. If I had taken a plea deal, then they would just keep it at like the basic conspiracy level. They're just showing all this stuff, I guess trying to prove that fraud existed at Global, but there was nothing, showing my intent to defraud, nothing, clearly that I thought of myself or conspired of how we could, trick anybody, into anything like that. I had no idea that we ever did anything wrong. There's been these media articles saying like, well, waiving copay and automatic refills. And I mean, to this day, I get, I'm a diabetic, so I get medications and prescriptions. My pharmacist automatically refills my prescription, and that's something very common, very normal. Anybody I talk to, they're like, yeah, my pharmacist does that all the time. And I still don't understand, what I did wrong and how I could help others from not making the same mistake. So stuff that didn't pertain to either one of us, they're using in trial. So I felt like it was the U.S. government versus Global Pharmacy, not U.S. government versus Jessica Linton. They decided guilty for both me and John for all charges. I ended up, because I went to trial and had more charges, against me than I think anybody, I ended up having a really high sentence. I was sentenced to 11 years because I exercised my right to go to trial.
You're innocent.
Exactly.